GetLowered. Thanks again for tuning into yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again, San Jose, California. So we are selling the Metric Cruiser. It's time. I'm trying to get another bike. I want to get another Harley, but you know, the old lady says, hey, you already have 3 bikes. You already have 3 bikes. You can't get another one until you sell one. So this is the one that's got to go. All right. You know, so far the bike has been reliable. You guys can hear it idle. It sounds great. You guys see I have Cobra exhaust. It's still a little bit cold. All right, I just turned it on, and you know what? The bike's been great. It doesn't shake a lot. You can see it's, like I said, it's reliable. It's had the same battery for the last 5 years. It sits for 2 months at a time. Sometimes I just ride it so I don't get flat spots on the tires. I got new tires on it. It's just it's a neat little bike, and it was sitting for a few months. I decided to finally get rid of it. Like I said, I'm trying to get another bike. The fuel went bad in it because it was sitting for about 2 months, and another issue with the bike, of course, they crashed into it. So they knocked it over. They laid it down. It's just something that happens, and it sucks. So the grips were damaged, and the exhaust was damaged as well. You can see right here, it's a little bit of a dent. Minor stuff. Luckily, nothing else was damaged. But I don't want to deal with it getting crashed again. I don't want to deal with it being knocked over again and potentially having more damage. This is the bike that sits on the street. My other bikes, they sit on the driveway. So they're a little bit more secure, and I don't have room for 3 bikes on the driveway plus my girl's vehicle. So this is the one it's got to go. I'm just not a fan of the way it feels anymore. I have the forward controls. I've grown accustomed with the mid controls. That's one thing. The throttle response on this bike, it lacks quite a bit. It's a 1100 cc. Yes, it's got overhead cams. So it's a little bit more modern. It's liquid cooled. It doesn't run as hot. It's got some benefits. Like I mentioned, it's been reliable. Even with it's sitting for months at a time, it still turns on. The only issue was, of course, the intake clamps. They went bad. I replaced those, and while I had the carburetor out, or the carburetors, because it's got 2 carburetors, I went ahead and I rebuilt the carburetors. So it's brand new. It's got new fuel. It's got new intake clamps, and it's got a new throttle jets. It's got new carburetor jets and gaskets. So it's running just fine. It's just I just don't ride it. I like I said, it lacks throttle response because of the drive shaft. You guys can see it down over there. Not a belt or a chain. It's got a drive shaft, so you lose quite a bit of performance. And then on top of that, it's a 70 horsepower or 60 horsepower engine, and then you add the drive shaft, and then that just robs it a little bit more power. So you can see I put new wheels on it, the front and the back. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to enjoy them. New, look at this thread right here, new. So I wasted money on this thing with the exhaust, saddlebags. I'll probably make reviews on the saddlebags. These things have been, they've been great overall quality. They've held up. This bike has been exposed to the sun, to the elements 24/7. Somebody stole my bike cover off of it, and it's it just took all the abuse and everything like a champ. So new throttle clamps, rebuilt carburetor or carburetors, and just some minor damage from when it was knocked over. So you can see that this throttle is actually different from the one on the left. That's Karayakin, the one on the left side. This one is Amazon China built. You really don't see the difference, but I could feel the difference in my hand. The rubberized material is not the same. So I mean, overall they look the same, but you can see the quality on the Kuryakin is just slightly better. The material, the rubberized material feels better. The overall look, the quality of the build is a lot better. But like I mentioned, it was knocked over and it shattered the outer casing. I believe this is plastic. I put a magnet to it. It did not, it did not stick. I'm not entirely sure, but I know the other one's pretty much. I believe it is metal, because when this broke, it cracked. You can see the actual material in it. So yeah, there it is. Yeah, I rebuilt that. I painted the bike black. I think what's going on with the issue with the clear coat is, I believe the supplier gave me the wrong activator for this clear. So I ordered some slow activator. That's coming in Monday. Today's Sunday, so I won't know for sure until probably Monday or Tuesday when I try out this new activator, and maybe hopefully it prevents the micro popping that I'm getting. You can see the little dots, and I know it's dirty, but you can see the little dots. It's micro solvent pop, and it's just bugging me, so I'm not painting anything until I figure out what's causing this imperfection on the paint. So yeah, I mean, so far the bike's been great. I have the saddlebags. Those are China. They've held the shape. That's what I'm surprised for the money I paid, and the soft material and everything. These have held its shape over the last, over the last 3 years, 4 years. They've held their shape. It's got some inner cardboard plastic type of shell, and they've held their shape. Water resistant. They've kept the water stuff out. I also have this other saddlebag, or this swing arm saddlebag, or swing arm bag. That's also, China, shipped from China, and it's held its shape. You can just see the quality. I'm using a zip tie back here that kind of holds it in place. You have, these two, straps. It's just, I like to have it closer to the swing arm, so that's why I have that little zip tie down there. So, overall the bike has been great. The exhaust, Cobra exhaust, it's held up a lot better than my El Diablo. You can see that for sure. So I didn't record any of the issues. The way I figured out, the clamp was bad. The intake clamps, you can't see it from here, but it's this piece right here, this little plastic. You can see this plastic piece right here. It's hot. So this, these are new on both sides. You can see it right there. So that's a new clamp. And the way I figured that out is I took brake cleaner, sprayed it near the intake, and the engine accelerated. I knew I had a leak, replaced those, and that's, because I had the carburetor out. Bad fuel has been in it. When I pulled out the jets, you can see the inside of the jets that were clogged up. Not entirely, but I'd say they were like 50% clogged. So that's how I knew I had to clean everything out and rebuild it. So the kit was fairly inexpensive. Those clamps also inexpensive. It's just, if you're already there, might as well just get it done. So I'm not sure about the heat wise on the GoPro. I'm gonna sign out, and you guys don't even see this bike on the channel, but I do ride it. I just don't ride it because of the tall windshield. It's in my point of view. I'm looking through the glass and it's getting oxidized because of, it's just outdoors. So, it's always nice to kind of have a little bit of everything so you could hear and compare the different options. The bike is still cold, so let me just go ahead and throw on the choke. There, let's try that out. There we go. So it's a carburetor. It takes a minute to kind of warm up. There's also a carburetor adjuster idle on this side, of course. So we have I lowered the throttle idle to the lowest so it could kind of sound like a Harley. It's got that low idle to it, but you know what, it's never going to be a Harley. Even though I could chop it, I've changed so many things on this bike. I've removed the rear fender, chopped it and everything. You know, it's not a Harley 100%. It looks like a Harley. A lot of people don't know the difference. You know, I've had people tell me, hey, nice looking Harley. It's not a Harley, but a lot of people, they see the V-twins, the 2 cylinders, the 2 jugs, they see the style, it's a cruiser, they automatically think you know, Harley-Davidson. And I could tell you, yeah, I'd say 90% of the people that don't know about Harleys and Hondas and all this stuff, they think this is a Harley. So I don't know, you guys, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? A lot of people ride metric bikes, cruisers. I think the competition has been getting pretty good against, you know, what other people have to offer. Maybe I'll do an updated video and stuff like that. But I've been seeing some of these baggers from Kawasaki, I believe Suzuki. I don't know if Suzuki still makes them, but I know Kawasaki made some. They stopped making them a few years ago. And then you also have BMW. They've been doing their own baggers. And then you have Indian. Indian has been killing it with their options. And then of course you have the other bagger metric options. And man, they're offering you quite a bit for, you know, for the money. Performance wise, quality, I guess it really depends, because of, you know, when you buy a Harley, you know you're gonna get metal parts, metal trim, stuff like that. And when you buy these, you know, this is plastic, you know, a plastic fender. You're not gonna find a plastic fender on a Harley, unless of course it's, you know, it's something performance wise. But the rear fender's metal. That's metal. That front, that's plastic. You know, it's just little knickknacks here and there. Even the side covers, plastic. With my Sportster, those are metal. So it's just a little bit of, you know, here and there. It just really depends. I just really like the fit and finish of Harleys. So I'm gonna get rid of it, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll add something to the collection. We'll see what my girl says. Right now I already made a, you know, pretty good purchase on some goods. So let's go ahead and you guys can hear roar. The bike idles. The shifting is perfect on the bike. You know, it's got 16.5 miles on it. The bike has been great. It's just I just don't ride the bike, and like I said, it just I don't get the same feeling when riding my Lowrider S or riding my Sportster. And of course, like I mentioned, you have the forward controls. I have the Frisco bars on this setup, something that the new guy already mentioned when he was test riding the bike. He mentioned that the bars feel a little funny. Yeah, it's true. I know it feels funny because they're just, you know, narrow compared to the stock pipe. So anyways, you guys stay out there, stay safe. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching yet another video. I know you guys haven't seen this bike in about 2 years, but you know, it's like anything. I hate seeing it go. That's why I kept it around for as long as I did. And you know what? It's time to you know, let it go, move on, let somebody else enjoy it. It's already been customized, and you guys know I've done all the work, so you know it's done properly and it's legit. You know, I don't take any corners. I don't cut any corners when it comes to my bikes. All right, so you guys stay out there, stay safe. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.